Bear's Hiccups by Marn der Barneur, illustrated by Dane Donson Harn. There's a bear and they got hiccups, and a fish helped them lose the hiccups. Bear's Hiccups. Bear's Hiccups by Marn der Barneur, illustrated by Dan Donson Harn. Contents. Looking for trouble. It was the hottest day of the entire summer in the forest. Every leaf on every tree hung limp. Flowers wilted, bees bumbled for a nap. The pond laid flat and still like a scarf dropped in the grass. Otter was so hot he quit playing. Frog was so hot he quit croaking. Turtle was so hot she climbed off a sunny rock. She swam to the bottom of the pond and buried herself in the dark, cool mud. But no one in all the forest was hotter than Bear. Her big black nose was hot. Her pink tongue was hot. Her stubby tail was hot, and everything in between was hot as well, because she was hot. Bear was also cross. Because she was cross, she was looking for trouble. What she found was the pond, as flat and still as a fallen scarf. She poked her big black nose into the water. The water was cool. She dipped her long pink tongue into the water. The water was wet. Then she dropped her stubby tail into the water. And everything in between her black nose and her stubby tail dropped into. 2. Mine. Flash. Minnows withered away. Big fish gasped. Even turtles stared in the dark, cool mud, and Frog fell off his lily pad. This is a very small pond, Bear said, and I am a very large bear, so the rest of you can go away. This is my pond, all mine. Frog climbed onto his lily pad. What did you say? He asked. What? Squirrel chattered. Mine, Bear said again loudly. Now everyone in the forest used that pond. Everyone in the forest needed that pond. Everyone in the forest loved that pond. But no one used and needed it and loved it more than Frog. Besides, he rather liked the sound of the world, mine. But when Bear said it, but not when Bear said it. So he bugged his eyes and puffed his chest, and he sang a song. He sang every morning and evening of the world. This is my pond, my pond, my pond, mine. Then he added for a good measure, go away, Bear. Turtle disappeared inside her shell. The minnows held her breath. Even the lily pad trembled, but Frog sat firm. Grr, Bear glared at Frog. She growled loudly. This is my pond. pond is mine," she said, "and everything in it is mine too." She came right up close to Frog in the water. She came closer. That lily pad, she came closer still. And you, Bear, poked her nose into Frog's wide green face. "Be careful," Frog in the meadows called. "Watch, watch, watch out!" Squirrel cried. "Take care," Turtle pleaded. "You are a very small frog, and that is a very large bear." But Frog did not like being told what to do. Not by a hot, cross bear, not by his friends either. So he bugged his eyes, he puffed his chest, and he sang his song again. And he sang it right in Bear's face. "This is my pond," he croaked. "My pond, my pond, my pond, mine." "Mine," Bear roared back. She opened her mouth so wide that even the pond shuddered. When she closed it again, her teeth clacked together loudly. No one breathed, no one moved, no one spoke, until Turtle peeked out of her shell, swam to the surface of the pond, and asked a quiet question. "Where did Frog go?" Bear's only reply was, "Hiccup." "Where is Frog? Where is Frog?" Turtle asked again. "Yes, where is our friend Frog?" the meadows chorused. "Hiccup," Bear said once more. Squirrel scolded from a nearby tree. "Stop, stop, stop, Bear. You stop these hiccups now. Tell us what you have done with Frog." "Hiccup, hiccup, hiccup," Bear said. A big fish swam to the surface of the pond. "I will cure your hiccups," she said, "but then you must tell us where Frog is." Bear growled and hiccuped at the same time. She could not answer. Bear declared. "Just hold your breath," Fish ordered. "Hold your breath until you turn blue." Bear glared at Fish, but she held her breath until her eyes turned red. She held her breath until her tongue turned purple. She held her breath until her claws turned blue. And she let it all out with a loud hiccup. Deer stepped out of the forest. "When I have hiccups," she said softly, "I drink water, lots and lots of water." She touched her violet lips into the pond to show Bear the way. Bear glared at Deer. Still Bear lapped water with her tongue. She sucked water between her teeth. She blew bubbles of the water out of her nose. But then she lifted her head up. She could only say, "Hiccup," again. Otter swam close to Bear. "I know a cure," he offered, "and it is fun too." "Hiccup," Bear roared. She glared at Otter. "Just stand on your head," Otter said. Stand on your head as long as you can. Stand on your head until your hiccups stop. Then he dived beneath the water and hurried away. Hiccup! Cup hic! Bear glared at the place where Otter had been. Then he stomped to a tree. She put her head on the ground. She put her tail in the air, and everything in between hung on to the tree. Everyone watched. Everyone waited. And while they were waiting, Bear said, "Cup hic," in an upside-down way. "Cup hic, cup." Now old turtles are known to be patent creatures. But this turtle was young, and she was not patient yet. She climbed out of her pond. He marched to the tree. She trusted her face in Bear's upside-down face. And she asked again, in her loudest voice, "Where is Frog?" When she got no answer, not even a hiccup, no she opened her toothless mouth and bit her Bear's nose hard. Everyone in the pond was surprised. Even the forest was surprised. Though no one in either pond or forest was more than surprised than Bear. But when she tried to roar, what came out instead was "Hachoo, hachoo, hachoo, hachoo." And when the very last sneeze, something popped out of her mouth. Frog at last. There sat Frog. Otter giggled. Deer smiled and stepped silently back into the forest. The big fish chuckled. Even Squirrel tilted behind her bushy tail, and the birds in the trees filled the forest with bright laughter. And Turtle and Frog both grinned. Bear glared at Turtle. She glared at Frog. She glared at everyone. And no one at all. She even glared at the pond. Then she grumbled herself. She climbed the tree, walked out onto the southest branch, and lay down. "This is a very small breeze," she said, "and I am a very large bear, so the rest of you can go away. This breeze is all mine. This breeze is mine, all mine." No one said anything at all, except, of course, for Frog. He climbed into his lay pad. He bugged his teeth, his eyes, and puffed his chest, and sang the song he sang every morning and evening of the world. Only perhaps he sang it a bit more quietly this time. This is my pond, my pond, my pond, mine. And since it was the hottest day of the entire summer in the forest, Turtle swam to the bottom of their pond and buried herself again in the dark, cool mud. The end.